In this video, we will show you how to replace your front ABS wheel speed sensor on this Toyota Sienna. This will be located inside of your wheel well. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. We're going to have to make our way inside the engine compartment. If you were to look directly behind your headlamp assembly, that's where you're going to find the electrical connector for your ABS. To disconnect this, you want to squeeze in on the locking tab and then pull this out of place. Once you have it dislodged, go ahead and give it a quick inspection for corrosion. There we are. If you see any funny colors, that's corrosion and it would need to be dealt with. This one looks fine. We'll set it aside. Continuing on, we're going to use a small prying device. You can use a trim tool or pretty much anything else that you can use to pry. We'll pry this right off of the body of the vehicle. Now, since there's still a little piece of plastic here, we'll just make sure we dislodge that because that is the mounting point for our new sensor during the installation. We're going to have to safely raise and support the front of the vehicle so the wheel's off the ground. After that, to remove the wheel, remove all 5 of your 21mm lug nuts. Now with the wheel out of the way, we have a clear view of where our ABS sensor makes its way up into the wheel well area here. We're going to remove this 10mm headed mounting bolt, holding the inside fender liner in place. This also holds the ABS wire as well. Now I'll take hold of this plastic fender liner, gently start pulling it away. That's going to expose the ABS wire coming down from the engine compartment. Continuing in the area that we had removed that 10mm headed bolt, we're going to dislodge this. You can do that by using a small prying device. If you have a hard time prying it out of there, we'll just use some pliers. Give it a light tug and remove it from the body of the vehicle. There we are. Let's get the rest of that plastic out of there. There we are. Moving along to our next piece of mounting hardware, we have a 10mm headed bolt holding this bracket in place. Now we'll move along down the ABS wire to where it mounts to your front strut assembly. This 12mm bolt not only holds the ABS wire, but it also holds your brake flex hose in place. Go ahead and remove that bolt. A quick inspection of the area. There's that wire. Just inspect that flex hose since we're right here. There's no swelling. That looks good. Now moving from there, we're going to look along where the ABS wire comes across the front of your steering knuckle here. This is just a plastic bracket. Typically it has a couple locking tabs. You just want to pull those out of place. A quick inspection of that. Moving down towards the bottom where the actual sensor is, you're going to remove this 10mm headed mounting bolt. You can take hold of that sensor, pull it right out of there. There it is, friend. Before you install your brand new ABS sensor, you want to pay attention in the port of your steering knuckle where the sensor goes into. Ensure there's no miscellaneous debris. We'll just give it a quick wipe, make sure nothing's rotted and damaged. Now we can prepare to install our brand new ABS wheel speed sensor. We'll start with the sensor portion, carefully putting it into the steering knuckle. Once you have it properly aligned, continue on with your 10mm headed mounting bolt. Once you have that started in, bottom it out, and I'm going to torque this to 60 inch-pounds. Double check to make sure your sensor is completely secured, and now we can continue following the ABS wire up along the knuckle. We're going to secure that plastic mounting point. Slide that right into position. You want to make sure that your locking clips are locked in. Once you do have that secured, we'll be making our way to the next mounting point here. Now we can bring the ABS wire over to its mounting point on the front strut. Just going to bring this into position. You can see you have a little tab that slides into that point there. Now we'll take that flex hose, bring it down and under. At this point, you should have the ABS wire bracket up against the strut mounting point, and then the flex hose bracket holding that in, essentially sandwiching it in there. Continue on with your 12mm headed bolt, start it in and snug it up. Double check to make sure both of these items are completely secured to the strut. We do not want anything loose here where it could potentially get caught up against something and damaged. We'll continue with that ABS wire bracket now. We're following it over to where it connects onto the body of the vehicle. Now moving from that area, we're going to resecure the ABS wire bracket to the body of the vehicle. Looking along the bottom of that bracket, you can see that it does have a small little locating tab that will fit into this hole. Get that lined up, swing this up, align your mounting bolt hole. Use your 10mm bolt, start it in and snug that up as well. Now we can continue with the rest of the ABS wire. That connector needs to make its way all the way up into the engine compartment, so we're going to slide it up and behind the fender liner. Once you do have it up there so you'll easily be able to gain access, we're going to take this lower portion here. You can see that we have the mounting point that needs to go into the body of the vehicle. We'll get this aligned and press it right in. Let's tap it in. Reinstall the fender liner and your 10mm headed coarse threaded mounting bolt. One last quick inspection in this area, and we'll continue on with installing our front wheel. Start on all 5 of your 21mm lug nuts, bottom them out. We'll get the wheel safely back down on the ground and torque each of these to 76 foot-pounds. With the wheel safely on the ground, we'll be torquing these in a crisscross manner. Torqued. Now let's make our way up into the engine compartment. Now up inside the engine compartment, we're going to search for the ABS wire and secure it to the body of the vehicle. Press it in, listen for a click. We want to make sure that's properly secured. Continue on with connecting your wiring harness. Press it in, listen for a light click. I heard an audible click there. We'll just give it a little tug to make sure it's properly secured together, of course. We don't want an ABS light after we're done. Okay, friend, we finished our installation. At this point, you want to go ahead and close the hood, start up the vehicle, take it for a road test, make sure you have no ABS light. Aside from that, thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.